Or a side that can chase a game, they need to stay in it. But St. Helens are a team that can just put a couple of tries on you in a very short period of time. And again, I think that the big game players will tip it in their balance. So not by much, but I'll tip Saints.
Well, I mentioned earlier that you had to go back a long way to find the last time Huddersfield had won a Challenge Cup. A man who was there as a very young boy at that match is in our commentary box, Ray French. Alongside him is Jonathan Davis.
Don't remind me of my age, please, dear. Don't remind me. Well, two teams, one with the best attacking Super League, St Helens, facing the team with the best defence. A combination guaranteed to produce an intriguing 80 minutes to come. Superb weather, summer rugby, fit for the occasion. Since the age of 15 and 13, Saints Academy stars Christine and Kyle Eastman have been earmarked for stardom. This is their biggest challenge today. But skipper Kieran Cunningham, with 7 Challenge Cup winners' medals to his credit, will, I'm sure, provide a steadying influence. Brett Hodgson, Kevin Brown and Luke Robinson should provide the midfield movement for the Giants, and wing David Hodgson, their leading try scorer, will be keen to supply the finishing. But much will hinge on whether the Huddersfield 6, with hooker Scott Moore, ironically on loan from Saints, can boss the show up front. We'll know very, very soon, but the benefit to a team of an impact player coming off the interchange benches can be seen in 2 outstanding England internationals, Rilby and Crabtree. And the referee, Richard Silverwood, in charge of that 2006 Cup final at Twickenham. And the man in the middle in the recent New Zealand-Australia test down under in Brisbane. We're underway, pitch in beautiful conditions, sun shining. Which, Jonathan, will be the team to meet Warrington in 3 weeks' time?
Well, it's going to be, one hell of a game again. Conditions are perfect. And as we've been told, one great offensive team, one great defensive team. So,
3.
Exciting prospect, Ray.
Hold. Go.
Huddersfield then, using the ball to good effect. Keith Mason there, a former St Helens player in his time.
Go.
Challenge Cup winner with Saints, in fact.
Scott.
And Huddersfield, I think, early days trying to use this big pack charging down the middle. Good ball out there now. Good running.
Plus 5. Go. All up.
Good kick, high kick. Oh, beautifully taken by Gardner. That was a class take.
Very, very good take, because, that ball was torpedoing down. Didn't take his eyes on the ball. Great take, but a good set by Huddersfield Giants.
St Helens then, 10 to the line. James Graham here now. Voted the prop of the year. Number 10 there in the red and white colours of St Helens, and the famous claret and gold jersey of the Huddersfield Giants. Cunningham again, just recovered from a knee injury. Good short ball there to Tony Puletua.
5.
A big, powerful Samoan World Cup star. Kyle Eastman. David Hodgson.
Surrender! Stand! Foot on
Certainly
it!
a lot of pressure put on
Foot on it, Dave!
young Eastman there. Keith Mason chased him down. That's what they will do today.
Hold!
Brett Hodgson there at number 1. The former West Tigers fullback had a terrific influence since arriving with Huddersfield.
Fantastic footballer. He comes in and helps the Huddersfield halfbacks.
Good ball.
4, Kieran!
Scott Moore there with the number 20 on his back. As I said, ironically, a St Helens player on loan, and who will be returning to Knowsley Road at the end of the season. But could he defeat, or help to defeat, his side? Beautiful play there from Robinson. Good running. He's got support there from Hodgson. They've got a chance here now. Oh, can he get to the line? Oh, no, he won't.
What a
Jamal Lolisi just could not make it. But brilliant play from Huddersfield there.
great play. Here we are, the two key players. They just link up. Great break first of all. Look who's there. The full back. And this pass, just watch this pass. It's just behind him. That's
Why he didn't score, just took momentum because I don't know whether he overrun that ball or the ball just went behind him.
He had to half turn almost, Jonathan, to take the ball, and that's
that
when
caught him.
he sort of fell over his own feet, if he can do
Robinson
such a thing.
Just took him on quick feet on the last tackle, and who was there? Hodgson.
And who is there for St Helens but James Graham, always willing to do the hard work. You test the forward when you're near your own line. Cunningham. Lee Gilmore there with the headband, who joined Huddersfield at the end of this year on a 2-year contract. Bullatour.
Last.
Number 16.
Move. Hold.
Hectic start to this second Carnegie Challenge Cup semi-final.
40.
Leon Price with the kick.
10.
Brett Hodgson in the right place, but just checking his eye a little bit. Well, Leroy Cudjoe there, the Huddersfield wingman, running a little casually. Big contingent of St Helens fans roaring their favourites on, as you would expect, just 8 or 9 miles down the road here from the Halliwell Jones Stadium at Warrington.
Well, first penalty, slowing the play the ball down. Second attempt, he said.
There are the red and white, but it's Huddersfield on the attack.
One. Move.
Moore peeling for a quicker play of the ball. Mason driving in. I think we'll see a lot of this afternoon from Huddersfield, trying to assert that bigger and heavier pack. Good play from Robinson. Oh, that's beautiful rugby.
What a score.
Now then, they must score. They do. And Huddersfield down the right-hand side. Skipper Brett Hodgson going in. But Mr. Silverwood is looking for an obstruction. It will be to Ben Thaler, to Ian Smith rather, the video referee, to decide. Let's have a look at this.
It's a great play. No dummy runners there. He just comes in. He runs for the gap, I think, there. Great play. Great execution. Just watch. Does he run at the play on the inside shoulder? There's no obstruction there. Just watch. Number 11 goes in, but he runs it into the gap, I think, and Leon Price is pulled. Again, like...
I must confess, I don't think there's an obstruction.
It's very difficult, like Westwood's try yesterday.
It all comes down to the video referee's decision, doesn't it? I do think this obstruction business in rugby league at the moment is getting a little bit out of hand.
If he's checking the ground in, he's got to be given a try.
Looks like a try to me. Tony Martin, the touch judge there, had no hesitation, and neither has the video referee Ian Smith. So Huddersfield straight away then, thanks to Brett Hodgson, in for the first try of the afternoon.
It's a great play, Ray. Off the ball running. There's a runner out. Watch the dummy runner. And there it is, the extra man. Stays on his feet. Takes the return pass.
But it was classy play as well by Luke Robinson in midfield. You know, the running up with the ball and then off the ball.
Well, as we said, the two key players that make this Huddersfield side take, Hodgson and Robinson. And they've started very, very well.
Started confidently, haven't they? I think that's what you have to have if you want to beat St Helens. You've got to have the confidence to know that you can beat them. Certainly seems there under the claret and gold jerseys there. Hodgson then with the conversion. Oh, he's missed it! Could there have been some nerves for the Australian? He's played and won in grand finals down under.
Yeah, they could be cruel. Just watch this. So Robinson gives it, stays. There's the run around. Number 11. What a great dummy run that is. The extra man, the full back. Lovely inside pass. Very well worked try. Perfectly executed. And that'll give him a lot of confidence. Two opportunities. Missed the first one.
I don't think the Huddersfield coach, Nathan Brown, though, Jonathan, will be too happy with that misconversion. It could come back to haunt them.
Could be crucial. Could be crucial. They are the form side, right? But can they believe that they can beat this St Helens side?
Hold! Hold. Go.
The Huddersfield side just
Two.
played St Helens
Move.
once already
Hold.
in
Hold. Go.
Super League this season,
Foot on
losing
it, Dave.
at home at the Galfam Stadium, but the Challenge Cup is different. Good offload there. Robinson's causing a lot of problems here. Nobody in St Helens ranks, Jonathan, is picking Luke Robinson up. He's here again.
There he is. He's very quick, isn't he? And if he keeps running at the big men, he is going to cause problems.
4. Go.
Scott Moore.
Last.
Mason getting through a lot of work in these early stages.
Go. 10. 10, Scott.
Yeah, that's a monster kick. Great take once
Good
again.
kick and terrific take from Paul Wellens, exhibiting all his experience there.
Hold. Hold. Go.
Eddie Gardner. Stephen Wilder, number 13, moving in very, very quickly.
Go.
Mick Potter, the
3.
calm as ever
Move.
St Helens coach,
Hold.
took the Catalan
Go.
Dragons to
Be quicker, Keith.
Wembley a couple of seasons ago.
Good defence again. He's slowing everything down as well.
4. Move. Hold. Go.
Francis Melly, big, powerful 17-stone wingman, but put to ground there by Darryl Griffin.
He's working really hard, Darryl Griffin. Taking the ball up. Some solid defence as well.
And Damien down there, some information.
Well, Ray, the barbecue weather we were all promised has arrived in Warrington this afternoon. 22 Celsius, 76 Fahrenheit, very little breeze. Ideal conditions for running rugby, as Huddersfield have shown us, but it can be sapping on the legs and the lungs.
3.
Probably, Jonathan, will be sapping in that last 20 minutes. The fitter side probably come through.
4.
You saw yesterday momentum, isn't it? That's the key word again. And when Warrington had it yesterday, they made it count. The Wigan came back. It's all about momentum. Both sides will, get fatigued.
Robinson again in every move at the moment. Good kick. Wellens is there. He's called for it and he's taken it well.
Well taken, Wellens. Good chase again.
Go. 2. Move. Hold. Hold.
Taking it well.
Surrender.
James Graham driving in. Great Britain prop.
Go.
Eastman. Oh. Gardner did well just to grab hold of that ball. Littleman went astray there. Chris Flannery then, acting half back now. Pull the through.
As Robbie said before the game, look, they're putting numbers into the tackle and slowing everything down. They only got people like Cunningham and Robbie. And again, the
Charge
chase.
down.
Back to 1.
Back to one tackle. Good play there by Price. He held that ball well. Christine, good play by the youngster too. Nice coming.
Yeah, well played to stay in field.
St Helens now on the attack. 10 minutes gone. Huddersfield 4, St Helens 0. Good running from Cunningham there. Flannery.
3.
Suddenly St Helens burst into life.
Go.
Cunningham again. Gidley, good tackle. Good tackle out wide there from Fatuira.
Well, they know each other very well from the Australian Rugby League, those two centres.
As we said, the best defence in Super League this season, Huddersfield. Well drilled. Offside. Another set of 6.
Wait.
They're like greyhounds in the slips, these lads, Jonathan, aren't they? These lads in claret and gold. Oh, good ball! Can Gardner get in? Oh, he's just held out, but that was a good flick pass out to Gardner. 3 metres now from this line.
2.
James Graham did well not to knock on there. Oh, you can't strike back. Could be a penalty. Eastman. Price.
Great rush defence.
Good tackling there from Cudjoe. St Helens though with a quick play of the ball. Can the speed of St Helens at this play of the ball now outflank this terrific Huddersfield defence? Good long ball. Kyle Eastman. Fulton in there.
Last 5. Move.
On the 5th tackle. Graham. Good long ball. Melly, can he get into the corner? Yes, he's in. And Melly is in under the side of the post. St Helens did finally outflank Huddersfield with the speed of that passing. But Melly, his power and his weight took him through for his 62nd try.
Well, they'd have been happy with a defensive coverage there. Here's the offside. Not square, I think it is, at the ruck. But this is, they'd be very happy with the defensive coverage, as I said. But this is just a poor tackle. Nothing again, they got the numbers there. They get across. Melly, that is a poor tackle. Cudjoe won't be happy with that. That's a missed tackle. Can't afford it.
He didn't go in with that shoulder to go through Melly, did he?
Well, I think he tried to push him into touch, and that didn't happen. Just watch. He goes to push him and just misses it. Completely far too strong.
You don't push 17 stone into touch, do you?
You've got to hit him with the shoulder.
And I think the lad knows. He's only a young lad.
He's played
playing
well,
against a
Ray.
very experienced winger.
He's played well. He's come up well in the defensive line. Just a miscalculation.
And Kyle Eastman, prolific point scorer for St Helens academy side, and continuing that form in the first team with the absence of Sean Long. Can he take to take the lead? No, he doesn't. So we're all squared at 4 apiece. The two kickers missing what could be considered quite easy options.
Yeah, poor.
I think there's a little bit of nerves about.
Yeah, you are going to get down a big game like this. Just watch. Yeah, they marshal it well. They come across, and that is a tackle that Cudjoe, should have made, and he knows that. He knows that.
Terrific skills as well when you consider a second row. John Wilkin throwing a pass out like that. What? 30 metres?
Yeah.
Hodgson to restart.
1. Move! Hold. Go. Well done. Yeah, they've got it.
St Helens, a rich
Move,
Challenge
go.
Cup tradition.
Hold.
21
Hold.
Challenge Cup
Go.
finals in their record.
Surrender! Stand! 3.
Huddersfield with 9 Challenge Cup finals.
Good run on Price.
Good running by Price there, doing the work of a forward. Good running again by Cunningham. The St Helens need to drive it forward here now.
Move! Go!
Wellens, Eastman.
And again, good pressure on the kicker.
Hold on.
Eastman sensibly just holding on to that ball. Then we can go down to David Earth. I believe he might have Sean Long with him.
Yes, with a broken jaw, Sean. I'm sure it's not affected your ability to talk to us, but what do you make of that response from St Helens? Francis Melly's try.
Yeah, good response. We knew how it was going to pan out, exactly how it was. They're just trying to get in our faces and slow us down. They're a big pack, Huddersfield, and like I said, they're trying to slow us down. And we know they're setting up for the big player. They take 2 in for this big player, and it's easier said than done to try and shut it down. But great response from us. Controlling the set and responding with a quick try. Yeah, it's going all right.
Thanks, Sean.
Sean Long, who was in the original 19-man squad to play, but failed the fitness test on that broken jaw. A little early, I think, to be returning.
Yeah.
1. Move! Hold! Go!
Huddersfield in recent seasons
Two.
just missed out on the trophies, but a club with
Go!
some of the great legendary names on their honours boards. Harold Wagstaff, Robert Rosenfeld, Mick Sullivan, Dave Valentine, Ben Grono and company. Certainly put them up there with the best.
Move!
Cunningham, who is up there with the best. Taking advantage there, good movement. Gets Eastman down. Still going. Play on, says the referee. Terrific run by Eastman. He scored a try very similar to that run there against Wigan in the Super League a couple of weeks ago. Here's a chance now.
Great
Good ball out wide. Can Wilkin get it? No. Good tackle. Very good tackle on the final tackle there.
Great
Jamal
pace.
Lalisi.
Great pace by Eastman, wasn't it? It's a good hit on him as well. There he is. Not held on the floor. Up he gets. And that's a good hit as well on him.
He's so
Kevin
strong,
Brown.
Jonathan, with the body strength,
he is.
as well as pace.
But you see, you've got Gilmore now and Leon Price coming in, trying to get a quicker play of the ball. As Sean Long said, they know what they're going to do, slow them down, get on top of them. It's very, very difficult to get that quick play of the ball.
Paul Jackson, number 15.
Move! Hold! Go!
Moore.
3! Move, James! Go!
Feet, isn't he? Fine move. Very quick.
Huddersfield trying to bring the wings into operation there with Hodgson. Good ball. Oh, looked a yard forward. Well, forward or not, it was a knock on.
I think that had Warrington General written all over that. Just watch. Oh,
yeah,
you don't want
pass.
that. Pulatua and
looks as though Crabtree is warming up, being used as an impact player here by Nathan Brown.
That certainly has been an impact every time he has come on.
Playing well.
Yeah, he is, and takes a couple of defenders and seems to get the offload in.
Wellens coming up into the line, but again, well held. Note
Hold! Go!
number 11 in there, Jamal Lollis. He's coming in a lot. He's putting a lot of tackling in, coming in down from that right flank. James Graham saw a gap, but suddenly it was closed by that man there, number 6, Fulton. He's good tackle. Very good tackle by Kevin Brown there on Flannery. But Saints still keep coming. Gidley. And it's the speed of the play of the ball, Jonathan, that I think is disconcerting Huddersfield.
Yes. When you get that quick play of the ball, they're very dangerous.
There's a good one. Oh, Hodgson plucked it out of the air like a salmon. Beautiful jump. Not the biggest of men, not the bulkiest of men, but he took that perfectly, and he needed to.
They need a good set of 6 now, Huddersfield.
He's lost the ball.
Penalty, I think it is. He picked him up on the floor. There's the lead.
What he's saying is he
Between his legs, he's off the floor, mate.
lifted him off the floor. The Lisi has taken a knock.
See what happens here then. Pulatua comes in. Yeah, he lifts him off the floor. Lifted him off the floor, dangerous.
Yeah, lifted him off the floor. That's what the penalty is for. Oh, and he smacked him there on the back of his head. He's in some considerable pain.
I hope that's not.
That's a
too
difficult,
bad.
dangerous tackle.
That didn't look.
The referee rightly penalising there, right on the spot, Mr. Silverwood.
Well, we saw the attention, the care that
Can't be too
Riley had
careful.
yesterday. You know, this could be the same. You see how he came down awkwardly on his neck. I don't think it was intentional. Just watch this now. Just watch the angle his head hits the floor. There he goes up, Pulatua goes up, and he's got his head down. Oh, that's very, very awkward, that is.
That is a bad one.
Yeah, it is.
He's not come from any great height, but it was the angle that his head was in as he went down to the floor.
And the weight.
Tony Pulatua having a rest, but
he looks okay.
Thankfully, he's fine, Jonathan.
Yes.
Probably a very wise substitution there for Tony Pulatua.
I've been watching.
Nathan Brown looking a little concerned.
I tell you what, Chris Dean. Tell you, he looks very much like Gasnier, Mark Gasnier, doesn't he? You know, he's very tall, very similar to him. You know, if he becomes as good a player as Gasnier.
You are talking about good players there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Huddersfield then, who since that opening flourish have been on the back foot. St Helens now this pack moving in very, very quickly.
They need to complete a set now. They haven't had much possession, off-field position. Saints have
Robinson
again. Not what they need in that position.
But there's so much of this dummy running from flat positions.
It's definitely
You're
crossing,
getting a lot of this in rugby league, aren't you?
Yeah, but The last thing they wanted was just not to finish that set and give St Helens a very good field position again. Far too good a side to just give them good field position.
Hold the line. Go. One. Move, Liam. Hold. Go.
Eastman. Good ball to Price. Price. Third again, almost another dummy run obstruction incident. Good running there from Bryn Hargreaves.
Go.
Eastman having to leap off. Forward and losing it, I'm afraid.
And just what he wanted there, Cudjoe, wasn't it?
And Brian?
Yes, Ray. I mean, a lot of our viewers will be wondering about our conversations about the obstruction. Is it an obstruction or isn't it an obstruction? I think one of the golden rules of thumb we can probably talk about is, did an attacking player who doesn't receive the ball, first and foremost, is he in a position to receive the pass, is what the referees are looking for. And secondly, does he impede a defender from making a play on that attacker? Some defenders actually make the wrong read and jump in on those players and are not in a position to make the tackle. Those are the considerations that both our viewers now have to think about and the referee.
It's a very close call, though. You know, it's, they do it so well, these sides. Maybe St Helens better than most.
Move. Go.
Very tough call for referees.
Moore. Jackson. Offside against St Helens.
Yeah, shot out of the line, Kieran Cunningham. No, they've got to settle now.
Well, they need a good kick to touch.
Yes.
They've got one.
Keep possession and then field position. They've been under the cosh for the last 10 minutes.
But that defence has held, hasn't it?
It has held.
22 minutes gone. Still just a try apiece. One to Brett Hodgson for Huddersfield and one to Francis Melly for St Helens.
Move, John. Go, Darren, forward.
Scott Moore. There's another knock-on. And as we saw a little bit earlier, Huddersfield losing a lot of possession on these set of six. Any more news down there, Damien?
Yeah, got Andy Raleigh, the Huddersfield player, who's been out for some time with an Achilles injury. Andy, what's your assessment? As tight as you expected at 4-4?
Oh, definitely. We know that Saints are a top side, and we knew they were going to come out all guns blazing. So I think we've done well to hold them to this score. I think it's key that we keep them, not scoring, because they can score from anywhere. And once 20 minutes has come in, 25-minute mark, once we get our bench players on, I think we'll see a bit of a difference in the game.
Thanks, Andy.
No worries.
James Roby there, coming on. Broken hand just 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the all clear.
Pushing forward.
Well, I should think we'll see quite a few more runs from James Roby there at the dummy half. Good stint there from Kieran Cunningham.
Very good stint. As Nathan Brown said, to Cunningham.
There is Roby. That's copybook Roby, dashing away from the acting half-back. Wellens. Kyle Eastman, nice little chip over the top. Oh, it's a delicate bounce. Cudjoe's got it. Melly's got him.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere there.
That'll be a drop out under the post.
Lovely little kick. Cudjoe couldn't take it on the full, could have bounced anywhere, but apart from that, one mistake. He's played very well, Cudjoe, I think.
And the big, impressive size of Earl Crabtree coming on, looking for an impact up front, being the outstanding forward for the Huddersfield Giants this season. Played for England against France earlier on. Listen to the roar from the Huddersfield fans. Bit of a talisman up there at the Gulf Farm Stadium. Gardner.
One. Move, Paul. Go. 2. Move.
Paul Jackson getting through a very good tackling stint there, number 15.
On the ball.
There's a fine line between slowing the play the ball down and giving a penalty. Yeah, he's got his leg, look.
There you see it.
Yeah. Not much in it, but it's enough. Jackson.
Come on, James, speed it up.
And St Helens had all the pressure in this last 10 minutes, but still looking for the score. James Graham trying to get through on his hands and knees. 5 metres now from that Huddersfield. Roby, good switch. There's Liam Price. He's over the line, but can he get it down? With possibly
on the grounding.
Checking obstruction and grounding here.
You can usually say with a player's reaction, I don't think he thinks he scored.
We'll see.
There's no obstruction anyway, that's the first thing.
Well, he's looking to Flannery running through there as obstruction.
Three-men
Does he get that down?
Great body position by Hodgson.
Well, Hodgson's battling underneath to keep that ball up. So is Vatuira.
Oh, he can't save from that.
Well, you can't see that, can you?
Let's have a look at this angle. Referee's in a good position. Such a dangerous ball carrier. I think there's a hand in there, isn't it?
It's on Vatuira or Wild got his hand underneath it.
I don't think that's a try.
No, I think there's a hand under.
Yeah.
Hodgson's there.
This is the one. Does he get a hand underneath?
Yes, I think.
Oh.
I think just. I think there's just. There are 2 hands there.
Yeah, I don't think.
There are 2.
I don't think he can give that. I don't think he can give that. Great effort by Leon Price. Fantastic.
Well, he's a big man. He's a 6'5" standoff, and you don't get many of those knocking about, do you?
I think he's one of the most dangerous ball carriers. You know, when he comes in, he times it so well. Great angles of running as well. Big and powerful.
Video referee Ian Smith to decide. No try.
I think they knew that.
So it'll be a play the ball on the 10-metre line. But good effort from Leon Price.
10.
Still the pressure on this Huddersfield line. Here is Paul Clough now. Has a habit of picking tries up from very close in. Clough with a twist and a turn. He's a very strong forward. 25 minutes gone.
Go.
Ruby.
5. Move. Hold. Go.
Eastman. Nice little kick, but ricochet off the Huddersfield player.
The speed of that defensive line is very good. Huddersfield. As I said, they put themselves under pressure. You can't afford to do that.
But how long can you keep this up, Jonathan, defending in heat like this?
That should be a relieving penalty now. Slow it down a little bit. They can't afford to give St Helens the ball and field position.
And we've got Robbie Paul, I understand, down there.
Come on, John.
Yeah, Nathan Brown must be pulling his hair out at the moment. I don't think we've seen Huddersfield get to the back end or to their last play for a kick in about 20 minutes. And you've got to see that this has got to play straight directly into St Helens' hand. Although they're not putting points on the board at the moment, come the last 20, 30 minutes of the game, you know, energy levels will start to tell on Huddersfield. They need to get to the back end of their sets and make St Helens do some of that defending.
And then energy levels will begin to tell if that man Crabtree comes through a few more times like that.
Well, they'll be draining, they'll be fatigued, very hot.
Robinson.
Started off so well as well, they completed the sets, good kick. You know, being put in by, I think it was Fulton who put the kicks in.
Paul, but that was a good tackle. Terrific tackle there from Paul Clough, number 17 for St Helens.
Here we are again. Great height on this kick.
Well then, was he interfered with? Crabtree's got the ball. Can he offload it? Yes, he does. To Kevin Brown. He's not called another set of 6. Well, he must have done.
Yes, he has. He's just done it.
There he is, shouting. There he is.
Just call it, late call. Everyone stopped.
So, Huddersfield, 3 metres from the line. Desperate defence here from St Helens. Good ball out wide there to Brown. Back to Hodgson. Keeps it going. Robinson again. Good shimmy from Fatawira there, but Gidley up to the task. Robinson again. Kevin Brown, no way through there.
Move! Fine, Paul. Go.
St Helens defenders coming out very, very quickly. Using Crabtree as a dummy there. Good ball. Here's a chance. Hodgson's dancing around. Still moving. Well picked up there by Kevin Brown. Good ball out wide here now. Can he get in? No, he can't. Terrific tackle by Gardner coming in.
As well.
And he's knocked on. Oh, great defence down that right flank there from Gardner. He had to come in. He had to leave it. And Hodgson grounded there near the line.
Two very good tackles for young Eastman. There he is, Gardner, helping out. Defence have been very good, haven't they?
It's good. Keep it like that. It's good.
There's been some very good attacking play. There's been some good movement from the halves, but the defences have been so strong, haven't they?
It's a very tough game, this is. Good attack, good defence.
Go.
As we'd expect from St Helens, first in Super League, Huddersfield third in Super League. Certainly have been amongst the leading sides this season.
3. Move, Paul. Hold.
Roby just looking for little guidance as to where to put that ball. Uses that right flank. Chris Flannery trying to drive his way down there as that sun comes out warmer, stronger. It'll be testing for these players in that final 20 minutes.
Go.
Eastman.
Outside. Clear. Ball on.
Putting a lot of pressure on this young man Cudjoe, Jonathan.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on Eastman as well, and that's one thing they do miss with Sean Long. His kicking game, maybe the best kicking game in Super League.
Foot on it, Dave.
Crabtree on the charge again.
Lost it.
He's lost the ball. Certainly causes some damage. Lee Gilmore will be joining him next season over there in Huddersfield, but for the moment very much a St Helens player.
3. Move. Go.
Roby. Good movement from St Helens.
I love the way they're working that.
Well, this Huddersfield defence out wide coming so quickly that they stop the ball getting to the wing, don't
well,
they?
they've watched the ploys at St Helens do week in, week out, and the wingers have just come in to kill it.
Tackle of the sequence. St Helens fans thinking that Roby was taken out there when he was going on the chase, but Brett Hodgson picked it up.
Was there a trip? I think there was a left foot in there.
It's only a loose foot. But the pace so intense here.
4. Move,
Just over.
Hold.
9 minutes remaining in this first half. 4 apiece. Good burst. Kevin Brown. Now then, he's got support with him. Wellens is backpedaling. He has to do. Has he gone the right way with it? Lalise. Good try there. And in at the corner is Stephen Wild. Beautiful break. Started by Kevin Brown. Finished by Stephen Wild. Tremendous strike.
Well, I was saying, how crucial, that the defences have been superb. One missed tackle by Huddersfield, try. Now this is a missed tackle. I think it's young Bryn Hargreaves. It's very, very tiring, very warm. Here's the trip first of all. Was this a penalty? Well, that could have gone. Referee in a good position. That could have been a penalty. But just watch this. He goes in, just slips out of that tackle by Hargreaves. The support just streams through. A number of men, they don't panic. Fatawira, great cover by Melly, but too many numbers there. Wild scores.
And that's terrific support play from Stephen Wild, who averages about 35 tackles a game for Huddersfield. He really is a tackling machine, but he's proved he can score the tries as well. I must confess, Jonathan, I thought he'd passed out the wrong way. I thought the better pass would have been inside, but
maybe,
I was proved wrong.
But it was great, a lot of support players there. Francis Melly was covering across.
Well, the two kickers, Brett Hodgson and Kyle Eastman, have fluffed two quite straightforward kicks so far. As Hodgson settled himself for this one. He has, there go the flags up in the air. So do the Huddersfield ladies there in the front row. They're happy, he's happy, and Huddersfield lead by 10 points to 4.
Here we are, there's a trip, wild trips. Who scores? Wild. But then, you know, this is I'm in the missing. It wasn't Hargreaves, apologise, Paul Clough. They kept, they could just see Melly coming across. It's really missed tackle by Clough, you know, that's all it needs really.
One, move, hold, go.
Less than 7 minutes remaining. Huddersfield need to retain that lead. St Helens now, as they are wont to do, very often score shortly before half-time. Good sides very often do. Raise the game. Huddersfield are making a lot of ground, Jonathan. Roundabout first receiver with the halves. Good catch.
As everyone said, they're just a very solid side.
One, move, hold.
You'll be happy.
Two.
Huddersfield now moving in so quickly. John Wilkin, Melly.
Surrender. Stand.
There we are, look.
Couldn't have anything more even than that, Jonathan.
No, not much in it.
But look at the territory there.
They've had possession more in a attacking position, St Helens.
Eastman, almost through.
I tell you what, when he
has pace off the mark,
great
Jonathan.
Great acceleration.
He's going to be a fine player. Already is, perhaps. Leon Price with a huge high one. Oh, Hodgson takes it well again.
Good cover.
He's only a very slightly built player, Jonathan, but he puts his body on the line.
There's good cover as well from Huddersfield, you know, they just know it's going up and they just stand in front of him, makes it difficult. Just so look, they're all in front of him, makes it difficult to get to him. Good protection.
Three.
Solid, well-drilled side, Huddersfield.
Four. Move. Go.
Number 24 there for Huddersfield, Sean Lunt, former Workington Town National League player, really making a name for himself, but that's a bad kick.
Yeah, mistake. He knew it straight away. Come up the
Ball
side of his.
out on the full.
No pressure on him, just a mistake.
Hodgson there giving St Helens a chance to hit back straight away. Scrum back then where the ball was kicked. And a bit of a breather for those forwards. Number 6 there for Huddersfield, Liam Fulton, a former West Tigers player there in Sydney, getting to an awful lot of tackling. Lying on at the play of the ball by Jackson again. Huddersfield have been accused of this by many clubs in the past, but you play right to the referee as to what you can get, Jonathan, don't you?
Yeah, that'll be the one thing he'll be disappointed with, Brown, in the change rooms at half time.
Chance for St Helens then. Less than 4 minutes remaining in this half.
One.
Bryn Hargreaves charging in. 5 metres from that line. Roby to Kyle Eastman. Good little slip back inside to the big man. Paul O'Toole striding in, but Crabtree has him. Wiles in there again. Roby. Eastman. Oh, was he held back?
Penalty. Had to do
James Child, the touch judge with the white flag on the spot. And that could be a very, very good penalty for Huddersfield.
I think defensively they're very good. They see the dummy runners coming in, the decoy runners, and the players coming round on the outside, but the wingers have read the play every time. There's Gidley, Tries to get back, but is penalised for holding.
Definitely.
But you've got to applaud, you know, the preparation my coaches have made to try and stop this in Helens backline. It's so dangerous.
Oh, he's lost it.
Oh.
Well, that's another set of 6 gone begging for Huddersfield, and especially a set of 6 that they wanted to keep the ball away from St Helens.
How crucial will that be?
I said Saints often scored in the couple of minutes before half-time, Jonathan.
Got the opportunity. There we are, as a mistake. No real hand in there.
No.
Look at that, errors made.
Using the short side.
9 errors to 1.
Roby. Driving the ball in a little nearer to that line.
Move! Hold! Hold! Go.
Pulitzer, so powerful on the run.
Go.
Eastman. Price, good ball out. Oh, I thought it was thought it was destined for somebody inside. I think it was, but he didn't take it. Melly left with the ball and a couple of Huddersfield defenders. Paul Clough on the 5th tackle. What can St Helens do with this? They're running it. Price, well picked up by Gigley. Oh, good little chip kick. Oh, look who's there again. That man Hodgson.
Knock on again.
He's knocked on. And he's taken a bad knock, I think.
Let's see this again. There's the take. Does he knock it on?
Oh, he's caught the right knee of Paul Wellens.
Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, he knocked it. He saw it coming. Just locked. Yeah. Very similar to what happened to young Riley yesterday.
It was a good kick though. It turned Hodgson back, didn't it?
It's an accident, you know. Wellens, when you're down there, you don't. There's your bump on the head.
Yeah. And the fans all start booing as if he's pretending, but whether he's pretending or not, and he's certainly not pretending, the clock is stopped, Jonathan.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, when you have a boot to the head,
it's not like the old days when the referee had like a watch or an alarm clock strapped to his wrist, and he decided at the end.
It's very clever in a Hodgson. He's had a bump on the head. He's gone into the loose forward position.
Less than a minute. Eastman, he's got pace. This man to let him go. Oh, they've just stopped him. Oh, what a run and what defence. Has he got it down? He has electric pace, this little half-back.
He wants to see the obstruction first.
Looking for the obstruction.
I don't think there's any obstruction. No, there's no obstruction there.
No, there isn't.
Look, Leslie, I think, got dragged in. That's great pace. Fantastic defence again. Just had a kick.
Look at Hodgson there, underneath.
Just had a kick in the head. And there he is, Hodgson. He saved 2 tries now. That is no try.
He's underneath. He's got his arm under.
And he's come from the loose forward position there, Hodgson.
Well, he's just come from having his head banged.
Well, and they put him into the scrum as well to defend. And look, the fantastic commitment.
But still, time for St Helens with the ball. No try. Play the ball, tackle one.
They've still got time.
Still St Helens press.
Great pace though.
Hey lads.
20 seconds there.
2. Move, Liam. Hold.
Roby.
Hold, go.
Looking, will he go himself? No.
Big,
Price.
Big 30 seconds.
Stretching it. Eastman again.
3. Line. Move.
Desperate defence here. Frantic from Huddersfield. Clinging to hold on. Pulitzer.
4. Move. Go.
Just 10 seconds remaining. Could this be the last play? Is it? Oh! Now then, is that a double movement? The referee, Mr. Silverwood again, checking for a double movement.
Ian Smith is a busy man today.
He's done at such pace. I think Hodgson's having a word with Richard Silverwood, but that doesn't matter. Here he is, Lee Gilmore. Yeah. His elbow touches the ground.
Oh, could be a video ref.
That's a double movement.
That is a double movement for me as well.
He's tackled. The tackler, the number holds onto him.
Again,
the elbow
fantastic last-ditch
touches
defence.
the ground, and that's a double movement.
Double movement,
Definitely.
no try.
Yeah, no problem.
How important will that be?
No try. And once again,
incredible.
The Huddersfield defence holds firm. Gilmore denied at the last second. We'll just have time to see this ball go into touch. It does. The players are trooping off. Well, he should have taken. He's taken the penalty, but the rest of the players were actually moving off.
A touch anyway. What a difference to yesterday, you know. So many tries yesterday, but defence has been fantastic. You know, especially by the Huddersfield Giants. What a first-half performance by them. They'd be very, very happy. But up against the best side, one of the best sides.
Everything's still to play for, though, as Huddersfield will know 10-4 to the Giants.